The world below is still held in the soft, quiet embrace of the pre-dawn hours. Here, high above, we float silently. A gentle coolness fills the air, a final whisper of the night. Below us lies Moradabad, a city dreaming. As the eastern horizon begins to blush with the faintest hint of rose and gold, the first light of day tenderly touches the highest points of the sleeping city. It is a slow, almost sacred awakening. The darkness does not flee but rather dissolves, melting away to reveal the shapes and forms that were hidden just moments before. The world is being painted anew, stroke by gentle stroke by the rising sun. They creep across the landscape, illuminating the gentle curve of the Ramganga River and catching the tops of the tallest trees. The city itself begins to stir, not with a sudden jolt, but with a slow, collective sigh. A single light may flicker on in a distant window, a quiet signal of the day to come. We drift lower now, our gaze fixed upon the city's vast and varied canopy of rooftops. They form a magnificent tapestry, a mosaic of different shapes, colors, and textures stretching as far as the eye can see. Each roof tells a story. Some are flat and unadorned, their surfaces weathered by sun and rain, bearing the marks of time with quiet dignity. Others are brightly colored, painted in shades of sky blue, terracotta, and soft green, adding vibrant patches to the overall design. Look closely, and you can see the first signs of life beginning to unfold upon this elevated stage. A woman steps out onto her terrace, her colorful sari a brilliant splash against the muted tones of the concrete. Elsewhere, a flock of pigeons takes flight in a sudden, synchronized whirl, their wings catching the morning light as they circle once before settling on a neighboring ledge. These are the simple, unscripted moments of daily life, beautiful in their authenticity and quiet rhythm. Now, let us turn our attention downward into the canyons formed by the buildings. From our aerial perch, the streets and alleys of Moradabad appear as intricate veins carrying the lifeblood of the city. The main thoroughfares are wide, clearly defined channels, already beginning to fill with the slow, steady pulse of morning traffic. But it is in the smaller, narrower lanes where the true character of the old city is revealed. These are the capillaries of Moradabad. As we watch, the alleys slowly come to life. A shopkeeper rolls up the metal shutter of his small storefront, the sound echoing briefly in the enclosed space. Each turn in the alley might reveal a new scene, a small hidden courtyard, a tea stall serving its first customers, or an ancient wooden door with intricate carvings. From this height, the movement within these veins appears graceful and unhurried. They are part of a larger collective dance, a choreography of daily existence. Let us now drift away from the dense heart of the city and move towards its vital, shimmering edge. Here, the Ramganga River flows. From our vantage point in the sky, it is a magnificent silver ribbon, gracefully winding its way through the landscape. The river does not rush. It meanders with a slow, ancient patience, its path shaped by millennia of gentle persistence. In the early morning light, its surface is a perfect mirror, reflecting the soft colors of the sky and the dark silhouettes of the trees that line its banks. Further along, we see the traditional dobis, the city's washermen and women. They stand knee-deep in the shallows, their rhythmic movements a form of timeless choreography. Once clean, the fabrics are laid out to dry on the sandy banks, creating vast, vibrant patchworks of color that stand out brilliantly against the earthy tones of the ground. As the river continues its journey past the city, it flows into the embrace of the surrounding countryside. Small fishing boats, simple wooden vessels, glide silently across the water's surface. We now turn our gaze back towards the heart of Moradabad, seeking the source of a unique glimmer. This is a city renowned for its craft, known far and wide as Pittal Nagri, the brass city. Look for the rooftops that are not just homes, but workshops. You might see stacks of raw metal sheets, catching the morning sun with a brilliant golden flash. The legacy of brass is woven into the very fabric of the city's layout. Entire neighborhoods are dedicated to this single ancient craft. We can imagine the sounds that must be rising from these districts, a constant percussion of hammers striking metal, the hum of polishing wheels, and the roar of furnaces. The workshops we see below are often part of the home itself, blurring the line between domestic life and skilled labor. Observing from above, we gain a sense of the scale of this enterprise. It is not one large factory, but thousands of small independent units, each contributing to the city's collective identity. Let us descend a little, hovering just above the rooftops of the brass working districts. Here we can observe the artisans more closely, like watching a colony of industrious bees from a safe distance. We can see figures hunched over workbenches, their movements precise and practiced. One man is engraving an intricate floral pattern onto a large platter, his hand steady, his focus absolute. In another courtyard, the process is louder and more dramatic. A small furnace glows with intense heat, its orange light a stark contrast to the morning sun. The entire process unfolds in a series of specialized steps, often carried out by different artisans in a chain of collaboration. Further on, the air is filled with a fine dust as items are buffed and polished on spinning wheels, gradually revealing the warm, lustrous glow of the finished brass. These artisans are the keepers of a precious heritage. As we float above, we are not just watching people at work, we are witnessing the continuation of a proud and beautiful artistic legacy. Now, let us pull back and ascend once more, turning our view towards the periphery of Moradabad. Here, the dense urban tapestry begins to fray at the edges, giving way to a very different kind of landscape. The rigid lines of buildings and streets soften and dissolve into the organic, flowing shapes of the countryside. The landscape is a patchwork of agricultural fields, their colors changing with the crops they hold. Life here moves at a different rhythm. We can see farmers guiding oxen as they plow a field, a practice as old as agriculture itself. From our high vantage point, the contrast between the city and the countryside is striking, yet they are deeply interconnected. Watching this boundary, we are reminded of the essential balance in our world, the balance between human settlement and the natural environment, between the frantic energy of commerce and the quiet patience of cultivation. As our journey comes to an end, we ascend one last time, pulling back to see Moradabad in its entirety. The city lies below us, a complex and beautiful organism cradled by the gentle curve of the river and the green expanse of the countryside. The sun is higher in the sky now, and the golden light of dawn has given way to the bright, clear light of day. The sounds and the frantic energy of the streets are muted from this height, replaced by a profound sense of peace. From this high perspective, the details that seem so chaotic from the ground, the tangled streets, the crowded markets, the bustling workshops, all resolve into a coherent and harmonious pattern. This vantage point offers clarity. It allows us to appreciate the intricate beauty of the system as a whole, to see the order within the apparent chaos. Let this view be an invitation to find your own high perch, whether real or imagined. The world is a place of immense and intricate wonder. We need only to pause, to look, and to allow ourselves to be filled with a sense of peace and gratitude for the incredible tapestry of life unfolding below.